And if air warfare were the only kind of warfare by which the destinies of nations was decided, we should then have to recognize that this country, which seemed so safe and strong a few years ago, which bore with unconquerable strength all the strains and shocks of the Great War, which has guarded this homeland and its independence for so many centuries, would lie at the discretion of men now governing a foreign country. There are, however, friendly nations with whom we may concert our measures of air defense, and there are other factors, military and naval, of which in combination we can dispose. Under the grim panoply which Germany has so rapidly assumed, there may be all kinds of stresses and weaknesses, economic, political, and social, which are not apparent, but upon these we should not rest ourselves. It seems undoubted that there is an effective policy open to us at the present time by which we may preserve both our safety and our freedom. Never must we despair, never must we give in. But we must face facts and draw true conclusions from them. The policy of detachment or isolation, about which we have heard so much, and which in many ways is so attractive, is no longer open. If we were to turn our backs upon Europe, thereby alienating every friend, we should, by disinteresting ourselves in their fate, invite them to disinterest themselves in ours. Is it then expected that we could go off with a wallet full of German colonies gathered in the last war, and a worldwide collection of territories and trade interests gathered in the past, when the greatness of our country was being built up, while all the time we should, in this vital matter of air defense, be condemned to protracted, indefinite, and agonizing inferiority? Such a plan has only to be stated to be rejected. There is a wide measure of agreement in the House tonight upon our foreign policy. We are bound to act in concert with France and Italy and other powers, great and small, who are anxious to preserve peace. I would not refuse the cooperation of any government which plainly conformed to that test as long as it was willing to work under the authority and sanction of the League of Nations. Such a policy does not close the door upon a revision of the treaties, but it procures a sense of stability and an adequate gathering together of all reasonable powers for self-defense before any inquiry of that character can be entered upon. In this august association for collective security, we must build up defense forces of all kinds and combine our action with that of friendly powers, so that we may be allowed to live in quiet ourselves and retrieve the woeful miscalculations of which we are at present the dupes, and of which, unless we take warning in time, we may someday be the victims. End of speech. Recording by John Chase, Edmonton.